Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that interview that Freya gracefully conducted, of course, with the main man himself, Dooi. Definitely building up more and more of a fan base as he goes on, I feel. And hopefully he was saving taking out the trash for getting into the server into our game.
We can cross our fingers. Saying already he's already got some good accolades, and the way that seeing his projection of where he wants to see himself get to on the leaderboards, I think it's very realistic. He's still, as I said, taking down the third and fourth in his region. So yeah, positive strides at the moment. If he wants to continue those positive strides, then I'd say this is a game that he probably wants to 3-0 today. Depends a little bit what side of the bed Dramis woke up on, but yeah, it's always nice to hear Dewey's thoughts.
Yeah, it's good to get into the mind of Dooi, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's someone that we definitely need to hear a little bit more from the scene. As you said, he has a lot to say, and it's always good to be able to hear some of it. And here he is, the main man himself on your screens, once again, a stone cold killer.
Sorry, I'm just listening to the music again.
Oh, yeah. It's so good.
It actually came out as well. I thought you were just memeing, but no. It's full on.
The crack of the whip always gets you excited.
I'm listening.
I'm sorry.
All right, back to doing my job a little bit. Yeah, so Dooi is... I'm trying to think about how to put this carefully. He's a slow player.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a better way to put it. He's one of the most defensive players on the planet. He plays the numbers, though, in terms of he wants those 100% situations. He doesn't want to go into a fight if he knows he'll only win 99% of the time. That's not enough for Dooi. It's got to be 100%, and I know not even less. So, which makes it sound like he never dies because he's always going to 100% situations. But, you can factor in what the other player's doing. So that's at least how Dooi tries to play the game.
Right.
And you can see it being like bubbling. The game bubbles away and then it explodes in fireworks and they finally they find a frag. But if his opponent is trying to open the taps up a little more, sometimes it forces Dooi and it can make him a tiny bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, one of the first games we actually had with him when he came into the Quake Pro League, I believe 2 of the 3 games we had in that first series both went to OT because of the slow play style that he does use. So
you count the frags on one hand as well. So
yeah.
Completely. But he's got an opponent. His name is Dramis. This guy's been going to new heights recently. Maybe he's taken a small dip as of late, but he's gained such quality experience through the Quake Pro League. I'm excited to see if he's going to be able to take himself to the next level. This is definitely a game he's got to be staring down as one that is very, very attainable for him. But as whether or not he falls into those Dooi traps or creates his own masterful executions.
No, I'm excited to see Dramis play. I feel like we've actually got a good matchup between these two, purely because Dramis, he's really trying to prove a point and dial home that he is getting better every day, and he's been showing that on the server. For the most part, he has actually been improving massively, and it's getting to the point where before, if we would doubt in matchups, now we're starting to favour him. Dooi as an opponent for him, though, could actually work out quite well.
Oh, definitely. For Dramis, something that he'd been getting over recently is kind of over-rotating through items and slightly over-committing to fights, where it wouldn't necessarily cause him to die, but it would cause him to lose the control that he had. He'd recently been building upon that a lot to eliminate those mistakes, which I thought was making him seem a huge amount of quality from him. But with some slight slip-ups lately, I'd like him to just patch up those tiny mistakes and get to that kind of amazing positive upwards trajectory that we've been getting.
Keep those stonks rising.
Yeah, we need big stonks.
Yeah, invest on the stonks. That's what it's about. But let's invest into these picks and bans and see who is going to be favoured into our matchup based off the bans.
We've got Eisen. We've got Eisen Ranger. So good matchup for Eisen, I'd say. Ranger, I always love as a staple champion on pretty much every single map, and it can never really go wrong. The thing is Dooi using Ranger, who used to have the Dooi orb when it would blow you up in one hit.
The door.
On the inside out, yeah. And sure, I guess. He's still going to be very strong with that. I'm very curious about Corrupted Keep. Molten Falls, though, with Dramis playing on the Slash, I mean, with the Sorlag there, maybe it can be a little tricky when you've got such a differential in possible health and armor. But I think dramis should be able to win that one. Awoken though, it's, we saw that with Toxin C and Z. No, we saw that with someone. It was Toxin C and Z, but it wasn't on Awoken. Yeah, that could be. I don't really know which way that would go, if I'm honest.
I think we actually see them trade
I
maps
lost it
here.
past the second map.
I think we see them trade
Do you
maps.
reckon?
Yeah. I think that's going to be a flip of map picks. And then map 3, I don't know.
You're making the brave call, are you?
I am indeed. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to gamble on it.
And according to this, they're playing molten chocolate cake, so... Okay, this is what my notes
so we're
say.
coming back to a colouring delights segment of the show.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
that actually works. That would be pretty good as a cake.
The molten chocolate cake. I think that's we were discussing that earlier.
Yeah.
It is topical. Sure. Eisen Ranger. I think I think Dewey should win this with Ranger, but this is actually whose map is it? This is Dewey's map pick. So I'm not sure now.
Oh.
I don't know if I agree with you about
That's all right.
the
You're
reverse
entitled to
and
your own
fledge.
opinion.
Just because Dewey's really good. I think Eisen's a better pick, but I think Dewey's really scary with his orb.
Do you think this one might be the Eisen on the cake?
Yes, you could say so.
That's not bad, was it? That's
Don't
pretty
have
good.
anything to retort with.
I thought that was pretty good.
You're very good all the time, Jackie. I just jealous I can't compete.
That's what I do. It's a special skill. My mum told me I'm special. Here we are. Let's see how this one goes, though. Dewey, already off to a good start, as a fair bit of damage is done, putting his presence on the map versus dramis. How many turret kills are we going to see, Zoo? I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Millions.
I hope so. Ooh, dramis might actually fall before he can even put down that robotic bad boy. No chance to use his sidekick, as he is sidekicked out of the server.
Nice little spam with the HMG too, and it looks like Dewey's about to seal the deal on 2 major items. That is a heavy-duty contract he's just won. And, okay, a brilliant collateral rocket. Follow up as well, and see you later. The robot is dead too. That was clinical rocket play from Dewey, and dramis ran into everything. And there's a little damage he took. He's like, right, well, I'll eliminate the light armor, thanks. This is a very nice opening minute from Dewey.
Yeah, big start. A lot different to his normal pace into the game, but this is fantastic. If he can establish a good early game lead, I mean, if he even finds 3 frags here, the difference it'll make when he then tries to slow down the tempo will just be absolute worlds better.
He's going to push in on this. Oh, just spots him around the corner. HMG damage from Dewey's been excellent. This map is a lot about that weapon, actually, getting that long-range DPS out. Ooh. Wow. Brilliant. Rocket jump into the orb is what Dewey's known for. Signature move is spelled out yet again.
That was such a clean engagement as well. It was very nicely executed. A bit more damage done, straight back into the fray once again. Not even 2 minutes have passed here, and already so much damage has been done by Dewey. Elevated angle, finally, for once, is he lower on HP. 19 stack is all dramis had left, but he does fight his way through and finally get a pick.
I like that dramis is setting up a bit early for heavy. Should get some good health and armor working for him now. But he has no HMG, and it's such a crucial weapon. Dewey's been using it a lot, which has been giving him big advantages into fights. And with just that starting machine gun, it really doesn't bite quite the same.
He's getting a fair bit of damage off. Being able to at least strip some of the HP back off from Dewey. For Dewey, this is where the slow style of play that he absolutely thrives in can come into effect. He does have the lead when it comes to the frag, so it doesn't really matter about him having to overextend too much. He can just play it how he wants to and set the pace of the game.
No light armor yet for dramis to take, so he's been played off the map for a bit. Sneaky, sneaky. He has to back out of there. Not found what he's looking for. And set up for heavy. I think that this could be a little tricky, but Dewey is a little slow on getting himself onto the mega health. But there for some exit damage. This is a good movement actually from dramis. He's done a great job just there, and the HMG is starting to pay dividends.
Yeah, actually comes out in top after the use of the turret as well. Poking ever so slightly at Dewey to remove some of that stack. The long range fight. Not fantastic, but it's not going to matter because dramis can at least reposition, grab himself the rockets, and this is where the true game is going to begin again. The dire orb goes out, the door in play, and it ain't going to matter as Dewey is shown the door by dramis.
Excellently done from dramis. A little bit of extra turret damage. His rockets are well calculated. Heavy has been taken from dooi. He's got to watch out. Shotgun in hand. That can eliminate dramis in one blast. Only 100 health to work with, so dramis probably going to want to slow it down a little bit. There's the light. To move away. Committing to this angle is very difficult. He's allowed to get on it, actually, and he's happy to move forward with the HMG. It's going around, but doooi's still right next to the door, so that's going to go back into doooi's way. dramis did not expect him to hold position there.
Yeah, dooi busted through the door, waving the 4-4. dramis, he ain't breathing no more, Zoot. It's not a great position to be in here. 2 frags down. Coming up towards the 5-minute mark, the turret is going to be spotted out and removed from play. And dooi just starts to lurk around, listening out for the footsteps. Does he realise that this man is directly above him? The drop down as they battle over the mega health, and he has blown him to bits. Giblets everywhere.
He's always got that orb on hand and ready. Ready to pop it quickly, and with that rocket combo, it is deadly. That's a brilliant rocket, though, in center map. Close to getting another one. Dooi's been very good at holding his advantages lately, but he walks into the room. I say that at the wrong moment, possibly. Still chasing, and the shotgun was there. He'll find the turret kill as the turret just couldn't see him in time. I think dramis has got to counter this with some heavier aggression. He'll get himself onto the heavy armor. Now you need to get into dooi's face a little. Not too close, because that orb can still be painful. But let it be known that you're angry.
Oh, the initiation off the back of the orb. dramis low on HP and consistently getting bapped around, slapped up by the rockets. He will fall once again. Fairly close on stack between the two of them. But dramis steals away the mega HP to try and rebuild himself ever so slightly. dooi on the run right now, Zoot.
Yeah, only 50 health. Doesn't even just hang around for those 225s.
Oh, he's lucky.
Shotgun blast. We've got a direct chase here. Beautiful stuff from dramis. More confident now with his aggression. Time to start going hunting pretty soon.
I'm surprised at how aggressive we've actually seen dooi play.
Yeah, when he's had the orb available, he's been more than happy to find a way in, even if he isn't given an advantage on the stack. dramis hasn't been able to keep a good tally of what he's doing with it.
dramis, again, using the turret to try and establish a little bit of control here, knowing there's around 10 seconds before the mega health comes back into play. Rocket spam going across. Small connects, but connects nonetheless, doing a little bit of damage on towards dooi. Can drop down, grab the mega, but he's the one that needs to start setting the pace now. He's got to find a couple of frags soon. Chip away at this lead that dooi's building. dooi, he's just got to waste the clock, Zoot. All he's got to do is carry on just roaming.
Yeah, dramis is missing a couple of chances here and there to really hunt him down. dooi's defensive play showing its qualities. We see it's always just a moment late that dramis is ready for him.
I mean, sure, he's allowed to establish control of the mega, but it doesn't really matter if you can't do anything with it. If you're not using it to your advantage inside of these fights, because, again, we've seen a mega pickup straight into the heavy pickup, but no capitalization off the back of it. dooi just runs around, burning the clock and wasting time. I thought that was almost going to be actual a ring out there.
That was a sick rocket, actually.
It was really nice.
dramis is going to be able to continue his control, and dooi's happy that he gets to push him back while he didn't have his orb up. He'll have it back in a couple of seconds. Now dramis might have to think twice a little bit about how he engages. But it's about making something happen now. There's the lightning gun. Orb totally misses, so this is a huge chance now for dramis getting himself a clean kill. You could not have asked for anything better than that. It's now converting. Do not overthink the items. It's about pushing out with the weaponry.
His arsenal will be so much stronger right now. Dewey's going to be scrambling to try and scavenge all the weapons that he needs to give himself a better kit to play with. dramis comes up with the LG, fires out the warning shots. The initiation rocket is going to whiz by and strike fear into the heart of Dewey. He has the elevated angle, leaps his way back over towards the heavy, just the nick of time to be able to pick it up. And he is once again back on the chase. Sees his target, but can he slay his prey?
Oh, that was close. Shotgun blast. He does make it land. Mega health in 2 seconds time. There's going to be a spawn in Boneyard. He's going to rush for it anyway, and Dewey wins the race. Eliminates the turret. Can think about a possible heavy. Now 60 seconds to get 3 frags back. This looks very positive for Dewey. Does dramis have any last words in the arena?
Oh. Can he change anything that is going to be written into the history books on the first map here? As it looks like this is going to be quite a dominant pickup for Dewey. Again, returns that classic style of play. Turtles up, hides, and just peers, looking to try and keep himself on the move. Keep his distance between dramis in the final 30 seconds, and the chance of dramis getting this one has now pretty much entirely slipped away.
Dewey will keep being a little bit careful. He's got the orb to take him across the map if he needs it. It's easy game, easy life, as it stands for Dewey. dramis giving it a good blast, but not quite making it happen. A wonderful little finish. Dewey's so good at kind of keeping a track of his location when he goes through those dire orbs. Yeah, spectacularly done, Dewey. I think he made it 9-5 at the end of that. A good 40% LG from both of them. But I really like the HMG usage from Dewey. And actually, funnily enough, he wasn't even in control for most of that game. And normally his game stems from that. But he was very comfortable being aggressive and, yeah, making dramis feel as uncomfortable as he could.
We had that period of about like 4 rotations where he pretty much was just like, look, it's fine. I'll allow you to take the mega straight into the heavy, and was just working around him with the same route, being able to evade for a good 2 to 3 minutes there of just burning time off the clock without any need to fight. So although he didn't have control, I suppose it doesn't really matter if you're not gaining anything from having those pickups, right? If you've got major items but you're not using them, you're not really doing much.
No, exactly. And when you have got a overstack with the heavy and the mega, and you're going versus a ranger, that orb, if you can get that quick burst DPS in, it almost feels as if it doesn't count for anything. And Dewey was just picking those good fights where he could still play at that stack disadvantage, but execute so well that he's ignoring it.
Yeah, some great uses of the dire orb throughout the game there. It was looking good for Dewey. Definitely showing the level of prowess that he has with it. A fantastic opening map as well. A lot more aggression on display from than we usually see as well, which goes to show maybe the developments there. It's not all about the slow play style. Potentially we're seeing a little bit of aggression mixed in, which actually could really up his skill level and elevate him here.
Well, I think going over to Molten Chocolate Cake, we're going to get... it can be a slow map, but because we've got Slash and Sorlag, you expect... Mobility-wise, it's going to be very fast. Oftentimes you can see it's just very fast defensive control. Is it going to be fast actual attacks and aggression? That's still to be seen. That last frag actually was pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's quite a tough one to lock down.
Oh no, that was nice. We saw some actually really clean kills from Dewey there throughout the course of that. So worrying stuff. I mean, if he's fired up and actually hitting his shots as well as his play style actually working, those are the 2 sort of combinations for success that you never want.
100%. But now it comes up to dramis with Slash, with Molten. This is a recipe for success for him normally. If he can be confident with his aim, which he's tremendously good at when he's playing Slash, I wonder if it's going to be enough to kind of conquer the meaty, stacky Sorlag.
The meaty, stacky girl.
Yeah. And actually, just to point out, just while I remember... Because some people have said, what does stacked mean? Stacked just means you've got, if you're fully stacked, you've got full health, full armor, overstacked.
It's like, in real life, you've got a massive stack.
Sure.
Yep. Right, let's get
It's
underway
not
with
on my
this
Tinder
one.
profile.
I should hope not. Your wife would be furious. Well, let's see where we go from here then. Straight back into the action once more. Dewey leading with the first map under his belt. Can he put the second under there as well?
Yeah, dramis doesn't seem left with much at the moment. Mega couldn't have come at a better time for him. Well, Dooi not looking to engage immediately. Has the rockets now, and rockets are great versus Slash actually, just to totally disrupt that crouch slide, immobilize her, and usually after 100 damage rocket, no matter how much health and armor she's had at the start of it, you can whittle the rest of it down after.
A minute gone by. No big impactful fight just yet. Dooi trying to set up a trap here though, as he waits around the corner, lurking in position. Can the big reptile do some damage?
I feel like we're now really seeing Dooi. Oh, he misses the rocket actually. dramis gets through there, kinda scot-free. That could have been a hell of a lot worse. Rail's coming out though, dramis looking for recovery with the Mega, and we almost go back to square one.
The timings for both the Heavy and the Mega are essentially exactly the same at this point. A second of difference between them. And Dooi not really in a position to steal much away here, as he does gravitate back over towards the Heavy, it seems. Actually just lurking by the bounce pad, could be going for the Mega, as he will commit across. Should pick it up, as dramis has opted to go over towards the Heavy. So both of them going to get a major item apiece. Waits for the timing, muddies it ever so slightly. Oh, the reposition. Gets caught off guard, spooked ever so slightly as the drop down comes in from dramis.
dramis needs to find a way in now to do a little more damage. That's the start of good pressure when you get a free rail, but it's not really enough to fully turn the tides. But Dooi is full Dooi right now. This is the Dooi that we know.
The Dooiest. Oh, alright, that's sick. Beautiful shot. Lovely use of the railgun. Mega collected as well. He does have his spit ready.
Almost re-engages that angle that dramis was looking for from lower rail bounce pad. Again, he's hoping that dramis is getting, you know, into that point where oh, I'm just loving the movement so much. I just love to jump around. Oh no, I've fallen into a trap. But dramis is pretty set. He kind of knows to expect something like that. Dooi broadcasts this style quite clearly, and since dramis isn't running into him, he's like, well, I know I can really run into trouble if I'm not too careful. So he's got the hotspots on the map that he knows very recently are safe, and so he'll play around them and wait until he gets a sound cue from Dooi, which isn't very often.
Dooi the death dealer. Is he going to be able to dish out some pain right here? Gets the drop onto dramis. Two beautiful connections to the rocket.
What?
But he doesn't get the kill.
He hits two directs, and then all of a sudden dramis does everything. I think we saw a triple direct or something along those lines. That was insane from dramis after being caught with his pants around his ankles. Immense recovery.
That is ridiculous. It took so long building up to that first opener. Two clean entries from Dooi, but it just was not meant to be. dramis going in with the plasma trail.
That's an overcommitment right there. An overcommitment he didn't need, as Heavy was up in just a second.
He was actually really low on stack as well.
He wasn't. He's just feeling it, you know. He just knew he shredded Dooi over at the lightning gun before, and that he should never have won that fight. But he took it a step too far. We're back to 1-1. It's settling down to a bit more even state of play. dramis is going to have to find that frag out of nowhere again.
Good movement from Dooi. That was very clean.
Do you like the little sort of, I'm going to go up? No, I'm not.
Ooh, the bait game. He got knocked off the edge. What on earth is going on here, Zoo? As he quickly finds himself forced into a fight versus dramis out of nowhere.
That was so fast. dramis just appeared and was just pulling on that lightning gun damage. Caught me off guard.
Yeah. He had his invisibility cloak on. It was a gift from his dad.
Just there enjoying the movement like everyone else.
Madness. Need the Marauders map to keep an eye on that one, too.
Oh, yes, please. More Harry Potter stuff.
Mischief managed. Dooi back into the game though. Still roaming around, trying to keep his position locked down over by the Mega. It will be snatched from right underneath his nose. He's got 15 seconds before the Heavy comes up. And he is close by to it. Listening out. His ears have been on point. In terms of being able to base things off audio cues, he's done a very good job of reading his opponent.
So this is Solag's cavern. It's where she keeps her treasure.
Sits on top of her gold.
Dramis is going to probably have heard that sound cue and be like, God damn it, why didn't I check?
Dooi holding the corner, boops up with a rocket. Nice damage done.
Ooh.
Huge follow-up as well with the rail. But he looks to try and escape, replenish his health ever so slightly and add back up towards the stack. Pretty early for the Mega. He's still got 10 seconds, but if he wants to go for this roam over towards the Heavy, there is an opportunity for him to snatch it, but no, Dramis is too quick. Rollerblades in and skedaddles out of there.
Dramis is taking everything again, though. Dewey's not being that assertive on the map. I think respecting the fact that he's vulnerable, and also that Dramis is playing pretty strong aim game at the moment.
He's hitting some nutty shots.
Yeah, Dewey's being really careful, and I'm, you know, we were talking about this earlier. I think it's like ZSX's favorite thing to say. I think that Dewey, in some ways, playing not to win, playing not to lose, rather than playing to win. He needs to somehow get himself back into that control a little bit, and at that point, then he can play to win, presumably.
So as soon as he finds his footing, right? If he can get a couple of picks on the board, that's when he might actually start to let himself off the leash a little bit. For now, though, he knows he can play his slow style. And he knows that what works well for him in these scenarios as well. 1 second up until Heavy. That is going to be claimed instantly by Dramis. There's still a bit of time between Dooi and this Mega Health, and I don't think he's going to be able to wait around for it. Dramis is there. He is having consistent control of all the major items right now, and it's doing so much for him. A lot of damage done. Here's the turnaround. He had to fight, but Dooi with a suicide. That's the worst case scenario. It's back down to a 1-0 scoreline. It was nearly the 2-0 as Dooi dropped down to 55 stack instantly.
He realized Dramis was going in for a repeat. He just had to get the hell out of there. There is time for Dramis after this Heavy to link back over and get the Mega Health. And Dooi can do so little about this. Any kind of exit damage, he barely even wants to show his face. He's just hiding. Gonna spot him there. 200 damage. Another rocket. Barely any life left for Dramis, but you can see how stacked he was through all of that. We'll back away over to the railgun area. There is a light armor there that's so... yeah. Wow, so nice and juicy. Just want to pick it up.
Yeah. Dooi, if he can get any major items, that would be a key to success right now. A key to victory to try and find his footing back into the game. He's only 1-0 down, so... it's not the worst scoreline to have to play from. The trap is set. The trap is sprung. Oh, gets the damage off with the globules. The rockets will not finish the opposition. He will fall. Dramis walks away with a second pick. And now we have 60 seconds for Dooi to try and frag out.
You can see how scary it is, though, for Dramis going around these corners. He takes insane amounts of damage. And then it's Dooi dropping again to get himself that heavy armor, which he has acquired. This is so difficult to get out of. Missing the rail. Shotgun works. Dooi looking for a comeback in the last 50 seconds.
It's doable now. It's so easy for him. As long as he can try and maintain the position he's in. Could tie this up, and at the very least we would have an overtime. They get close towards each other. Dooi knows exactly where Dramis' location is.
Dewey's got to challenge this Heavy. If he doesn't challenge this Heavy, I think he loses.
He's got to fight it, Zoo. There's nothing else he can do. He's got 30 seconds. You have to go in, even if you're on the back foot. It was a big connect, but I don't know if it's going to help him.
Let's let Dramis hit as well, and Dramis actually has some stack to work with after picking up that Heavy. Mega's now gone, but it's probably the right move now for Dramis to fade away from those hot spots on the map. Good movement again for Dooi to get to the top. 10 seconds to chase down. Didn't lock it away. Has to take a long reroute. Here comes amazing rocket jump. But can he shut him down? He's gone the wrong way. Dramis secures the map.
Wow. The clutch movement that was coming out as well to try and at least give him an opportunity, a springboard to try and bounce back into the game. It was so sick to witness, but in the end, it's the decision-making, the left or right turn that he had to make and chose the wrong path.
No, indeed. I'm surprised Dewey didn't go for the direct chase at least, because of that map speed. He would have had to slow down to make the gap down below, but he was hot on Dramis' heels, and Dramis would either have to rocket jump, which Dewey could still do again, or he'd have to go up the bounce pad, which is just, well, paradise, targets everywhere.
Oh, yeah. So much time just floating, literally just an open target.
Exactly. But good game in the end for Dramis. He was very careful. I think he understood what Dewey's game plan was. These rockets were nutty from Dramis. That was when he was totally caught out, suddenly turns around and hits everything you could ever dream of. This is when he got a little bit eager. But Dramis was excellent. He made sure not to make that same mistake again afterwards, and he's converted it into a map victory, giving us a bit of a series to work with.
It's a good way to bring things back and keep it competitive here, meaning that the third and final map will be the decider between these two. That's a pretty damn good start. Honestly, it's just surprising how it went down to the wire like that, with the difference of the movement that came out from Dewey as well. So close on the chase. Look at this.
I just wish he dropped down below. I think he overthought a bit about where Dramis went, and he didn't go for the direct chase. And it's some ways sort of predictable where Slash will go when she gains speed. I don't know. I maybe I'm overthinking it as well, but
it's one of those though.
Unlike same as Dewey, I guess.
Yeah, in the height of the moment, right, when everything's obviously going on around you, and you have to make that split-second decision to try and push OT. It's
so little time to think about what's going to happen. Has he gone through the teleporter? Has he gone down below? The one thing though, I think Dewey should recognise is definitely didn't go the way he was. But it looked like he wanted to go for a crazy cutoff, which, if it worked out, would have probably looked unbelievable. It would have been the best-looking frag.
Oh, by far. And then we would have had a ridiculous overtime.
Exactly.
But instead, it's not the way it was meant to be.
We get a tiebreaker.
Yeah, which is even better, really.
I think it's our first of the day.
It is.
In fact. So we're going to get a 2-1, one way or another at the moment. No 16 points for anybody. It is a 8-point cap. And we can find out whose business it is.
Interesting enough as well, this could come back to bite Dewey a little bit with the fact that he was saying hopefully towards the end of the season, he would like to finish towards the top 5. Obviously, if he would have got that extra 16 points, how that could have affected him in the standings would have been miraculously better.
True. I think 8 points is still good to work with a few games left. But, these small differences, you're right, can still, be the difference between making your goals and potentially missing them. But either way, when you get yourself up to 6+ or so, you don't feel quite as in danger of being up for relegation.
No, yeah. As long as you're staying as far away as possible from the relegation spot, at least you're going to be able to carry on over the course of the stages of the Quake Pro League. But let's get back into it. No time for messing around. We are in on Awoken, Dewey versus Dramis on the decider.
Starting shotgun we've got for Dewey, actually. I like that. A little burst on some of these tight corners.
Oh, yeah. I'm always a fan of seeing the shotgun coming out.
And now the HMG, so everything you possibly need to work with. Combo to Valji. But now of that second rotation, Dewey looking like he wants to adopt a bit more of that slow approach again. Did spot out where Dramis was. Little toes sticking out.
50 seconds gone by now. No real early game combat. Both of them just establishing their rotation, their pathways. Stewie just roams around. Eventually detects Dramis. Lovely opening shot. Not as effective with the connection on the follow-up. And he does get tagged as well. Pays the price. The Mega's about to spawn in, so Dramis should be able to mend his wounds from the damage taken.
Awesome.
But these are cheeky shots. The angles that Dewey is utilizing right now are just pure filth.
How's Dramis going to be able to defend from this? A couple of rails coming out. There's the Ghost Walk forced. Dramis has a little slack to work with, given he's taken a light, and now another one. But Dewey's pretty poised of those rails. Oh my god, LG to rail. We're going to have the Berserk to escape. Dewey may be able to secure 2 major items.
Ooh. His rails almost landing.
It's a crazy snap to them, isn't there?
It is pretty filthy. 2 minutes now. No kill made just yet. Another slow early game between the two, but there's the opener. dramis is the one to claim first blood.
Done well there. Now knows the position as well. Rocket jump actually forced out. dooi has not got much health to work with, so he knows exactly where he is. This is going to force out the Ghost Walk yet again. Can he starve the light armor? Absolutely, and the rocket is flawless. 2-0 now for dramis. doooi's been pretty slow around the map. Maybe he's going to have to assert himself a bit more, get that out of control damage. Because the Ghost Walk isn't up anymore, just 2 quick rockets is all you need to eliminate a Nyx. Not committing, a smart move not to commit to the Mega Health, but unfortunately for him, he misses out on the rail. So we could have a small opening for dooi shortly.
He needs to get something going for himself. Oh, the longer this goes on, with the more frags that dramis builds up, the harder this is going to get for dooi. He needs those early game leads to allow him to play the style of Quake that he loves to thrive in. Right now, this really isn't going the way he wants it to. dramis, though, an ideal scenario for him. He's had 3 kills already. He's got the firepower that he needs. Wow. He's got another frag and the Mega. There's nothing else this man could want at this point.
It's often a choke point you've got to be so careful about coming from the heavy armor, but dramis didn't give a damn. There was a shotgun waiting. Traditionally, it is rockets you'd use, but dooi could not get it working for himself. I like this. He wants to lock him down even more. Getting a bit of rocket damage out. doooi's weak. Not going to force out his Ghost Walk again. And we're going to maybe see another full rotation on these major items.
If it carries on like this, it's hands down got to be dramis' map. He looks so much more effective right now on Awoken. doooi's unable to get anything. The major items are always dramis's. He's not being able to land those shots either. dramis, out of rails at least, could potentially slow down the momentum of this madman.
Just hears the rockets for a second. Now knows that his resources have been given up. But also that bounce pad tells him there's no contention for this Mega Health, so at least we split. And I can take a moment to catch my breath after a very profitable last 4.5 minutes.
Aggressive face. Pushing in quite deeply there. Few tags coming back across from dramis. Warning shots with the rails, hoping to connect them. As we do come up towards 5 minutes. 5 frags already for dramis.
5-minute warning.
Near misses from both of them with the rails. He drops down into position. dooi. He's got to aggress. We need to see him really trying to take charge of the situation.
I like the scanning play from dramis. He's been careful going into certain zones. Apart from there, dooi holding that position strong with rockets. He was so careful for every room he goes in, but as soon as he goes up to connect it, he just bolts in and pays the price. Spoke too soon.
That's much better. Fantastic way to get yourself back into it. But now it needs to be consistent. He has to link these frags together and get a bit of a kill chain forming. Movement letting him down slightly there.
Just got to get over to the heavy in a second. dramis is ready for it. doooi's nowhere to be seen. Oh, there is exit damage. It walks right into him.
Timer with a Mega. Luckily, he's able to back up and grab it. dooi. Fair bit of stack to play with now. Will he get off another rail? No, he will not. Instead, it's going to be dramis that is ripping his way through him with the rail. Tries to play for the trap, hoping he'd push into him, but the rocket will just slump him out. And now it's 6-1. dramis, dominant on Awoken.
Well, he's suspended in the air. He's just watching that rocket and he knows he can't do anything about it. Well, that tri-ball was actually a little bit nutty. There's another rail, and dooi will float himself in the air and give himself up another time. dramis is looking good to take this series. We've seen some really, really positive plays from him. It was hard work, I think, on Corrupted Keep, but since then, since he got his go on Slash, he's been feeling the confidence a little bit and making all the moves his own. And now all this game his own. Rail after rail.
Ooh, the punishing plays are coming through now. Dramis. Near miss, trying to get these shots off. It's a bit of an awkward angle to attempt to peek into there. And the rail just isn't going to land. Straight through the portal, does chase him down. Looks to instead go for the escape play.
Oh, rail, wrong weapon to have out. Switches to the rockets. Is it too late? No, it isn't. There's another rail to follow. Manages to make that recovery. Dooi couldn't finish the job, and the more these kills go down, the less likely it is that he's going to come back. It's surely just a matter of time now till we close this game out in favor of dramis, who looks to make that reverse sweep. What a rocket at Dooi's feet as he lands. Double digits on the scoreboard.
Yeah, this has got to be dramis' game to walk away with. It would have to be the most miraculous comeback ever here for Dooi, on a complete change of play style. If he wants to get this win over dramis, does secure the Mega, chasing down, looking for the perforation frag. Instead it is going to be the rail that does the damage. But Dooi, he's getting chipped, losing his health rapidly. He's still landing these absolutely fabulous flick shots. Oh, and the commit will net him a further frag.
He still needs more though. And he can't chase off the spawn at all, which kills more momentum. That's a nice little rail at the feet. Dramis, you don't want to give up any more of those, just on the off chance that Dooi's going Super Saiyan.
One-minute warning.
Dooi lurking around, trying to maintain a little bit of a chase, but in 60 seconds the likelihood of this happening is pretty much impossible. Dramis is just hoping for the extra frags to add to style points. He will go down as Dooi will find the kill at least, coming out the Ghost Walk straight into a rocket into his feet.
I'm actually amazed that he got that perforation while Dramis was running around like that. Oh, pummel at the edge. I think Dramis is looking to enjoy himself at the moment. So yeah, I'll force out the angles. It doesn't matter anymore. I've got you, bro. This is a good victory for Dramis, actually. Impressive performance from him, especially the recovery he made. We saw some loose plays on Corrupted Keep with some of those rotations, but he's been contending so well. Oh, the missed rail, the punch with a few seconds to go.
Oh no.
How do you like that, Dooi? GG.
Oh, that's unlucky. The Doom Eternal punch there, straight into the face. Wow, that's one way to close it down.
Good rails, amazing control. Dramis with 25 light armors there. He had more major items. He was everywhere on the map. Dooi, again, was having this very slow approach, and I think it's so difficult to do that with an Ix. You need to take a few more pot shots. You need to make sure that your opponent's not building that kind of confidence. We saw a couple of nice traps from Dooi, but I feel like he was so present on the map on Corrupted Keep, and he was so in Dramis' face that he felt uncomfortable. It was almost like a relief to Dramis that Dooi went back to his previous strategy, because that's probably what he had prepared to play against.
Yeah, that does make sense. It's crazy in the sense when you think about it, that at one point here it was looking like Dooi was going to be getting 8 points from the series, potentially even the full 16. Instead, it's now the exact opposite of that, with Dramis walking away with 8 points. Big return to form coming back in, making the first game look like more than a blip and anything else, and really looking quite dominant here on Awoken. It was like a whole new chapter for Dramis.
I love that rocket frag. Got to see it from Dramis' point of view this time. Well, yeah, he was excellent. I love that he just carried his momentum too. And you know when you've got sort of 2-3 minutes to go, and you know that as long as you don't do anything totally moronic, that the game's yours. It feels comfortable. You get to have that sort of pressure relief, and you know that your opponent's still going through the pressure, so it's like happy days. Just an unusual one.
Oh, and then the final kill with a big boxer bash, as he will blow him to pieces with that killing punch. And there you have it. Dramis still proving that he is climbing
I
up
like
that
it.
ladder.
I like it. I think we had a slip up recently, and I know that his upwards trajectory was just awesome up until that point. So it looks like he's back on track. And I know that the experiences that he's had, like in Italy, have been a huge, positive aspect for him in life. And I think it's hopefully serving as more motivation for him, especially when we've got Katowice around the corner.
Yeah. That's the thing. We're getting so close to, once again, gathering everyone back on LAN for another tournament, and it's where you want to prove just how good you are. So if you can try and make a name for yourself, get people a little bit more scared going into that live finals with these online results, this is definitely the platform to do so. And again, he does just that, striking fear with a 2-1 split.
100%. Well, we've got more games to go, Joe. I think we closed off our first sheet. We move on to the next as we head over to Genic and Saigib. I believe that is coming up in just a few moments. Here are the maps that we've got to go with. Exactly the same maps that we just had, apart from in a slightly different order.
Just shuffled around a little bit for your
shuffling.
enjoyment at home. But that is next. Of course, we are moving on to our next 4 games of the night. Genic, hopefully he's got a lot to prove getting into that. I'm excited to see him. Definitely someone that can provide some interesting highlights.
Yeah, he had a tough game versus Dahang last week, but if he can get himself into the rhythm, then Saigib is a target that he can certainly take down. But Saigib is also, not to be reckoned with.
No, definitely not. Well, that is still to come after the break. Until then, keep it locked as we back in with more Quake Pro League.